Hello, welcome to Monday's Not Today with me, Al Booth. I hope you had a lovely sunny weekend. This is what's on today's show for you. First, we're going to meet an inspirational 10-year-old who's looking to become the youngest person to cycle from London to Barcelona. Rupert Brooke has already cycled from London to Paris, but now he's going to take on his latest feat in memory of his dad, Tom, who died 6 years ago. He's using their combined love for cycling to raise money for the bereavement centre that helped him through it. We'll have more on that shortly, and we'll go from road bikes to e-bikes to hear all about the concerns over abandoned electric vehicles across parts of Notts.
These bikes, like you said, are just abandoned at the side of the road in the middle of pavement, so easy for people to trip over, people that can't get around, have issues with mobility.
Later on, we'll also hear how your photos of Notts nature and countryside could be entered into a county-wide competition. Nottinghamshire County Council wants budding photographers to enter their pics of the Notts landscape as it draws up its local nature recovery strategy. We'll have all the details for you in a bit if you want to take part in that. And in sport, we'll get reaction after Counties suffered their second successive pre-season defeat under new head coach Martin Patterson. Magpies fell to a 4-0 loss against FC Kaiserslautern after finding themselves 3 goals down within the first 10 minutes. We'll hear what Patterson had to say later on. We'll also hear from Stags coach Andy Garner after they had more luck when they took on Macclesfield this weekend.
Certainly with the weather, that was the right result today to get 2 teams out there. We weathered the storm after the first 10 minutes, and then after that I thought we took control after.
All that and loads more coming up just for you. First then, let's meet Rupert Brooke before he jumps on his bike and heads off from London to Barcelona, all to raise money for the charity that helped him through the death of his dad. 10-year-old Rupert will take on the 2.5-week feat from this weekend in memory of his dad, Tom, who died at work 6 years ago. The young cyclist has already done a similar ride to Paris, and he's going to support the Children's Bereavement Centre in Newark. He'll take on the challenge with his mum, Jess, and they are both here now before they set off. Thank you for coming on. So, first of all, let's talk about how you learnt to ride your bike then, because you've been riding for a fair few years now, haven't you?
Yeah, so at the start my dad taught me how to ride my balance bike, then he taught me how to ride a normal bike. So like one of those mini bikes with pedals.
Oh, right, okay. And then ever since you just go in, and now you're going to Barcelona?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It's a big step up from Paris.
It's a big step up from just going down the road, which is what I try and do with my son, and he still hasn't quite hacked it yet. But I'm going to ask you for some tips later on, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Jess, so tell us a bit about cycling and the role it's played in your family then.
Yeah, I mean, Tom taught Rupes to ride when I think he was maybe 2 when he first got on his balance bike, and we'd go, and he'd be doing 5 miles when he was sort of 2-3 on his little balance bike. And then he got into riding his normal bike. Then obviously we had the accident, and quite soon after that, COVID hit. And Rupert was just turned 5 when COVID hit, and the roads were really, really quiet. So it was a great opportunity to get out on the road, and that's when you really got into cycling, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's just gone from there.
I'd never even thought about that, during COVID, of course, no cars, you free rein, didn't you?
Free rein.
What's led to you, well, first of all, when you went to Paris, what led to that? What was the decision behind? Because everyone was playing out on bikes, but not everyone wants to ride to another country.
Well, I wanted to be the youngest person to cycle from London to Paris, so that's the challenge I chose.
And you achieved it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. How was it?
It was hot, but not going to be as hot as being in Spain. And for my age, cycling Ditchling-Beacon, I think it is. I think it was a challenge cycling that hill when for my age, yeah.
So you're going to have your mum beside you as well?
Beside or clinging on, in the distance behind him.
But you're cycling all the way as well?
Yeah, and a good friend of ours, Amanda's coming as well. I'm slightly concerned I'm not going to be able to keep up, I'm not going to lie. He's a lot faster than me these days.
If you check the route, so it's like mainly downhill, and
Unfortunately, there are a few hills in between here, and
When we cycle to the top of the Pyrenees, we get a big downhill.
there's a good downhill the other side of the Pyrenees.
that's such a positive attitude. Just be brushing over the fact you cycle to the
She
top
cares
of the
more
Pyrenees.
about the downhill than the ups.
Oh, really?
I like the downhills.
Who doesn't like the downhill? That's the easy bit, like you said.
This one's gunning for the, I think it's 25 miles of continuous up through the Pyrenees.
Wow. How do you train for that?
Hill repeats.
If you say that as if like I have no idea what that means.
Just cycling up and down hills.
On your actual bike at the
Yeah.
moment? Oh, okay, so real life actual training.
Yeah, he cycles a lot anyway. He races and he trains with Ilkeston Cycling Club Youth Academy, who are really good. There's a great bunch of kids the same sort of age that are all as equally fast and crazy.
Right.
Just getting the miles in, and your races help a lot, don't they?
Yeah, they really help.
I mean, just in Ilkeston, walking up the high street is exhausting. So cycling up there is good practice for the Pyrenees, I'd say. Just tell us about the Children's Bereavement Centre as well, and how that helped you at just unimaginable time.
It meant a lot because most recently my grandma died, so I had some sessions with the Children's Bereavement Centre. I want people who can't have that support like I do to have the support.
That's brilliant.
And they've been really good. Like over the years, you've been back 3 or 4 times now for blocks of sessions, and there's all sorts that kids can dip into and out of. You went away on a residential a few years ago,
I
didn't
think
you?
that was when I was like 6.
Yeah, when you were 6, you only get to do that once because there's not enough funds to do that every year.
Yeah.
But they are such a good local charity. I think they are possibly the only one in the Midlands offering face-to-face support for kids, particularly young kids. So Rupy was 4 when he first went, and there just aren't other charities doing that. It's been so helpful for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been really helpful. Like to the point I cry.
Yeah, well, it's good to cry. I always say that to my own children,
Yeah.
It's nothing wrong. You happily laugh, don't you? Laugh without, so crying.
You said to me the other day, didn't you, that it helps you sort of be able to understand what those emotions are and sort of talk about it and do things that sort of help you understand why you feel how you do. And
that's amazing. So now you're all set. You're going on Saturday, aren't you? Setting up.
Saturday.
Where can people get in touch? How can we help and donate and get involved?
There's this website on Instagram. I've got a poster in the car. There's loads of ways you can get in touch. Facebook, is it?
Yeah, Facebook. He's got a Just Giving page,
Okay.
which is oh God, now you're putting me on the spot. It is justgiving.com/page/Rupert Brooke.
Brilliant. Oh, well, thank you so much. Wish you all the best. And will you come back on? Once you've gone down the hills and you come back to Skews after. Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Inspirational. Right, now from having a passion for bikes to neglected e-bikes. Actions have been taken after Nottingham's e-bikes have been discarded away from the city, with some of them being vandalised and ridden out of the city and then dumped on the streets of areas like Colic and Gedling. We've spoken with Gedling Borough Councillor Mike Adams about plans to prevent more bikes blocking streets.
Love them or loathe them, Lime bikes have become a part of the city centre. The bright green bicycles have been for hire here since 2023 in a pilot project to help locals commute across our city. But it seems these diversive bikes are being found outside of their operating areas, from Lady Bay to Gedling, being left on public footpaths and even outside homes. Lime, the bike's operator and owners, had previously put safeguards in to prevent the bikes from being ridden outside of the city boundary. That includes a system of fines for those who don't follow rules. But this hasn't stopped vandals from finding ways to bypass these safety features, riding them illegally. Concerns have been raised about the bikes to politicians, like Gedling Borough Councillor Mike Adams. He says the authority is working with Lime to find a permanent solution.
These bikes, like you said, are just abandoned at the side of the road in the middle of pavement, so easy for people to trip over, people that can't get around, have issues with mobility. Specifically, if anything's ever done to the lithium-ion battery, they, pose a fire risk if those battery casings are damaged. I'm glad they've come back to us, and I'm really hoping now we can see that action that they've mentioned, happening at speed.
We also spoke with people in the city centre to get their thoughts on the problem the peddlers pose.
Aside linking your card to it, maybe they can just put your ID so they will know, they'll be able to track the last person that damaged it.
Yeah, I think it's a good solution. I think it helps people to go from one place to another, but I think the people should be more cautious and should not leave them anywhere.
A Lime spokesperson said, "We have a number of measures in place to effectively manage inconsiderately parked bikes in the Nottingham area, but we're continuing to work closely with Nottingham City Council and the relative authorities to ensure our service remains safe and accessible for everyone. All parties are committed to putting the brakes on these criminal joyriders." Jack Sims for Notts TV.
In other Notts news, police are asking for dashcam footage after a man died in a crash on the M1 near Nottingham. Emergency services were called to Junction 26 Slip Road northbound on Friday evening after a crash involving 5 vehicles. A man in his 50s died while other individuals were hospitalised with a range of injuries. The motorway reopened on Saturday morning and police have launched an appeal saying anyone who witnessed the crash or has dashcam footage can call them on 101. And firefighters battled a huge hay bale fire at a former RAF base that saw more than 12,000 tonnes of hay and corn set alight. 10 crews attended the incident at its peak around the Wigsley Old Airfield near Tuxford, which was reported in the early hours of Sunday. They remained at the scene throughout Sunday and said they expected to be there for the next few days. Right, we're going to talk nature next. Hello, welcome back to Monday's show with me, Al Booth. I hope you're doing well. This is what's happening in Notts today. And a Nottingham MP has written to bosses at Rock City to express concerns about ongoing harassment claims by staff. Nottingham East MP Nadia Whittam says she's deeply troubled by allegations of sexual harassment and health and safety breaches at the venue, with her comments coming after staff reportedly contacted the Unite union to voice concerns. The venue's operators, DHP, said they're working constructively with the union and the focus is on listening carefully to any issues raised by staff. Nottingham legends Torvill and Dean have hung up their skates after performing their last dance at Nottingham's Motorpoint Arena. The figure skating duo pulled down the curtain on 50 years of dances, including performing their iconic Bolero one final time in front of their home city. 2 events were held at the Motorpoint. The first was on Friday, and then again on Saturday evening, with a packed crowd in attendance on both nights to see the 1984 Winter Olympic legends bid farewell to their storied careers on the ice. What a moment, eh? Right, moving on now. Now, if you're a budding photographer, this is for you. Nottinghamshire County Council has launched a photography competition that is looking to capture the essence of the county's great countryside as it draws up its local nature recovery plan. The council is asking photographers to enter their best snaps for a chance to win a break at Home Pierpont Hall and to get their photo showcased on the Strategy's front cover too. Well, here to tell us all about it is Catherine Mayhew from the council. Catherine, thank you for coming in.
Hello.
Before we talk about the competition then, let's talk about the strategy and this plan. What's it all about?
So the Local Nature Recovery Strategy is a framework for taking action for nature in the whole county. So the County Council is leading it on behalf of the City Council and all the other district and borough councils in Nottinghamshire. And it's about identifying the places that are important for nature and biodiversity at the moment, and then looking to see how can we create and improve those habitats and create more new habitats to sort of connect things together and make a nature recovery network And then this is happening in every county across the whole country. So we're doing it for Nottinghamshire. So that's the purpose of the strategy. So it's the first time it's been done. This is the first one.
Okay. So we've obviously got great nature reserves here in our county, but it's more about just focusing on them, isn't it? It's the greater countryside, the wider area.
It's the nature reserves. It's the local wildlife sites. It's the sort of the big green spaces like Sherwood Forest. It's the habitat along the River Trent, but it's also things local to where people live, like local green spaces, their parks, even in the city centre, you know, the Green Heart now on the old Broadmarsh site. Yeah. So it's all places like that where nature is trying to survive and flourish. So, and it's about trying to encourage people to get out in their local green spaces and walk and discover them, and you know, take a photograph over the summer and enter our competition.
It's a great incentive as well. And I speak as a parent who has the summer holidays looming at the end of the week, and then you go 6 weeks. So we can't go somewhere every day and, you know, pay because that's expensive. Yeah. Brilliant excuse just to get out, isn't it, and just have free fun, really. Yeah,
lots of green spaces are free to visit. You know, get exercise, go for a walk as well. And we thought running the competition over the summer as well would be a good thing because you know, lots of people have a bit more free time, and also hopefully the weather will be good to go out and take pictures. But also rainy day pictures are great, and you know, we want people to take pictures of sort of landscapes, but also, you know, there could be a close-up of a species, a bird or an animal or a plant that's particular to Nottingham, and it also can be photos of people, you know, enjoying green spaces as well.
Okay. Who's it open to then?
So it's open to everyone, yeah, all ages,
okay.
Apart from obviously professional photographers. So it's amateur photographers of all ages can enter, and so we're trying to get the word out, you know, to sort of by schools and libraries and universities and things like that, and community groups, try and get the word out. Anyone can enter.
So it's all about just getting involved, isn't it? And but obviously there is a winner. We talked about Home Pierpont Hall.
It's actually Home Pierpont pods, so it's the camping pods at the Home Pierpont
Well, that keeps
site.
it with the nature, doesn't it?
Yeah,
so it ties in even better.
The location, that's great because you're close to the Trent. There's the Hook Nature Reserve there. And there's Skylarks Nature Reserve nearby, so, you know, lovely places where you can see wildlife and wetland birds.
So when you're judging this then, when you're looking for that winner, obviously, like I say, everyone can get involved and you get to see all the different varieties of skilled photographers of any age. But what are you looking for?
We're looking for something that captures the essence of Nottinghamshire, and just, so it's got to be, you know, it's got to be taken within Nottinghamshire, obviously, and something, maybe a scene or, as I say, a species that you can find here. It's just to be able to highlight, because it's going to go on the front cover of our final strategy when it's published in the autumn. So we really want it to showcase the best of Nottinghamshire. And
in terms of where you are, you know, at the moment, in terms of wanting to really push these nature areas, green areas, and are they thriving at the moment, or are we facing any sort of issues with that?
Some places are thriving, and others are struggling. And what the point of the nature recovery strategy is just about having sort of more places and that connectedness between them, because that enables the nature and the wildlife to survive better. So if there are lots of isolated places, it's harder for you know, the biodiversity to maintain itself. So it's about having those wider areas and the connections and trying to improve the state of what's there and make them bigger. It's all about bigger, better, more, and joined up. Those are the key phrases.
How can people get involved? Where do they send their photos?
If people go to the website, which is nottsnaturerecovery.co.uk, if you, along the top of the website, it says photo competition, so you'll be able to find that there. Okay. And then you go on there, there's just, you provide your name and email, say where you took the photo and what it represents and why you think that represents Nottinghamshire habitat.
Fantastic.
And then you upload your photo, click submit, and that's it.
Brilliant. Thank you, Catherine, for coming in. That's excellent. I'm going to get involved with that, my son, I think. Right, let's have a look at your sport now, and we shall start with Mansfield Town. They made it 2 wins from 2 in pre-season. They beat Macclesfield on Saturday with a goal in either half from frontmen Dom Dwyer and Rhys Oates on the score sheet. 2 separate teams are named in both halves. It was played on an artificial pitch in really hot temperatures, above 30 degrees. That meant the ref blew the whistle early. After the game, coach Andy Garner said the win was impressive.
And I don't think many of the lads liked it at all, to be quite honest with you. It's a strange surface. It's the first time we've probably played a proper match on a surface like that, and I think we don't want to be playing on many more of them. But in terms of performance, absolutely fantastic and a great workout. Obviously, we changed it up and getting fresh legs out of there 2 halves. We thought that was enough today, leading up to the Middlesbrough game, and certainly with the weather, that was the right result today to get 2 teams out there.
Now, it wasn't as successful an afternoon for Notts County on Saturday. They lost their second successive pre-season match, being beaten 4-0 by Bundesliga 2 side FC Kaiserslautern. The Magpies were 3-0 down within the first 10 minutes. Barry Cotter also got a straight red card. That didn't help. And then they conceded a 4th from a corner in the second half. After the game, new head coach Martin Patterson said it was an unacceptable and verging on unprofessional performance from the side, and one he can't accept moving forwards. Forest were also in pre-season action on Saturday. They saw players get some vital minutes as they were held to a 0-0 draw with Chesterfield. Nuno Espirito Santo's side made the journey up the M1 and on their new kit for the first time. All the players in the squad got at least 30 minutes against the Spireites, including Callum Hudson-Odoi. He went the closest for Forest, but nobody was able to breach Zach Hemming's Chesterfield goal. The Reds returned to Chesterfield next weekend with French side Monaco their opponents. In ice hockey, the Nottingham Panthers have signed forward Brian Lemos ahead of the upcoming season. 28-year-old Americans played more than 400 games in the ECHL and had a short stint with Guildford Flames in the 23-24 season. Most recently, he played for his hometown side, the Providence Bruins, which is an affiliate of the Boston Bruins. In a new interview with the club, he said he's already spoken with head coach Danny Stewart, as well as former teammate Cooper Zech.
After speaking with Omar and Danny, they seem like very high-class people. And then on top of that, I already know a bunch of the guys that play for the team, and I've heard nothing but great things about Nottingham. Oh, yeah, I actually talked with Cooper the other day. He sent me a couple of messages through Instagram. A great kid. Love him. I know he's got a family now, so excited to be a part of that, hang out with the kids. But another high-class person. Can't wait to play with him. I think that's one of the big things playing hockey.
In cricket, it was mixed fortunes at Trent Bridge on Friday as the Outlaws and the Blaze were both in T20 action. The day started with the Blaze taking on Surrey in the heat with a Catherine Bryce half-century, not enough for the side to overcome the table toppers and fall to a 10-run defeat. When it was the turn of the Outlaws, they put in a near-perfect display to defeat Durham. Matt Montgomery put in a career-best performance to help the Outlaws to the win. It was their second in a row in the Blast. Right, let's have a look at your picture of the day now. And this is a beautiful shot of damnflies taken by Notts photographer Steve Plavinsky. He can't enter that competition we talked about, he's a professional. In your weather, it's been a little bit cooler, cloudier today. We've had some rain as well. Going into this evening, the clouds are all clearing and highs of 22 will drop to lows of 13 overnight. Tuesday, that rain is more prominent. Temperatures down to 17 degrees, lots of rain throughout the day. Probably due that though, aren't we? In Wednesday though, temperatures are going to go back to 24 degrees. That's the way we like and know it, isn't it? Sunny spells throughout the day, lows of 14 overnight, but that's fine. It's good to have the rain, but not for too long. We're still in July, come on. Let's not go old school with that. Right, I am back tomorrow at 5:30 for more Notts Today. Have a good evening. I'll see you then.